Sure will be a big first step for me, but it's just one step for the WNBA. Thanks to all the great players like Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, the great Dawn Staley, and my basketball
Equals. Caitlin Clark, still electrified from a game that left commentators stunned and fans ecstatic, positioned herself at the podium.
36. She lives for those moments, Gus. She wants to take the big shot, and she will make the big shot.
With poise, she addressed the usual inquiries, discussing her methodology, her colleagues, and her relentless performance. Just as the session was nearing its conclusion, a reporter's unanticipated comment brought it to a close. It was not a question. It was astonishing. The room was silent. Clark became motionless. Her expression conveyed everything. What was stated? What caused her to be stunned by it? Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark, the emerging talent facing scrutiny, is far from a conventional rookie. She is a powerful influence that is overturning the entirety of women's basketball.
For the first time in franchise history, the Indiana Fever are WNBA Commissioner's Cup champion.
With her extraordinary talent, audacious style, and enthralling presence, she has taken the sport to an unprecedented level of excitement and attention. From her beginnings in Iowa to the intense confrontations on Indiana's courts, fans have passionately followed her story like few others. TV ratings have soared, arenas are packed, and Clark has become the figurehead of a movement that is raising women's basketball to unprecedented heights. Despite all her accomplishments and the enthusiasm she has sparked, Clark has not been met with the warm reception one might expect. Instead, she has risen to prominence in the WNBA.
5 games with the injury, the quad, keeping Caitlin Clark on the sidelines. But Trevor, she was back today for an enormous...
Rather than being commended, a player is met with severe criticism, a lack of respect, and indifference. Instead of being welcomed, she faces a tsunami of opposition from all sides. She is often overlooked or dismissed by seasoned players who do not recognize the talents she contributes to the game. Moreover, it seems that referees overlook her violations, permitting aggressive play that would be penalized and others to occur without consequence. The league's leaders appear strangely quiet, offering no support or motivation, as if they prefer to ignore the situation rather than stand up for one of the sport's biggest stars. Caitlin Clark continues to improve, regardless of the circumstances. She leads the league in statistics with an unmatched composure, demonstrating a maturity and grace that few newcomers can rival. Her performance drowns out any criticism aimed at her, and she maintains her focus at all times. Yet, one prominent individual has observed the uproar and discussion, and he is responding uniquely. Larry Bird, the legendary Indiana basketball player and NBA Hall of Famer, is watching things closely. Bird knows the experience of entering a tough league and shouldering the weight of a team while facing resistance from the very system designed to assist you. In Clark, he sees a reflection of the struggles he faced along the way. Bird is not just watching silently, unlike many others. He is passionately defending Caitlin Clark.
Make it anything that it's not. It was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching the initial whatever happened during the play and then whatever happened.
Courageously condemning the wrongs she comes across. He condemns players like Marina Mabrey, who have demonstrated clear disdain and aimed at Clark with inexpensive, combative tactics. And he doesn't stop there. Bird poses a strong challenge to the leadership of the WNBA, questioning why the league appears to prioritize the preservation of outdated systems and access limitations over the cultivation of new talent and the expansion of the in Larry Bird's view. Caitlin Clark is more than just an emerging talent. She is a reminder that genuine brilliance often faces the toughest obstacles, and she also represents change and progress. As the world observes her ongoing court dominance and her inspirational presence off the court, Bird stands ready to safeguard the revolution she embodies. Larry Bird's unwavering support for Caitlin Clark exposes the WNBA's issues, illustrating that legendary figures contribute in ways beyond their on-court performance. They endeavor to change the game. Now, let us find out how this icon is set to change the future of basketball and build a new empire focused on Caitlin Clark. The basketball revolution spearheaded by Larry Bird. Larry Bird is more than just irritated. He has the potential to spark a comprehensive basketball revolution. He has been observing something profoundly unjust occurring right before his eyes. League officials are silent and refuse to intervene as Caitlin Clark, a player who comes along only once in a generation, is ignored, tripped, shoved, and elbowed. For Larry, this is more than just a few missed calls or tough game situations. This constitutes a significant failure that must be acknowledged as a form of professional negligence. Bird is not asking for committees or meetings. He wants to avoid lengthy discussions and reports that lack purpose. He wants real, immediate action and change. People in his inner circle assert that his ambitions extend far beyond merely addressing trivial problems. He is contemplating the idea of forming a complete team centered around Caitlin Clark or possibly starting a brand new league, in which tenacity, talent, and vision are what truly matter, not the politics, envy, or self-importance that often obstruct progress. Honestly, his reasoning is difficult to dispute. Whenever Clark is on the court, TV ratings decline. When she's not playing, they drop drastically. She is not only the top scorer, she is the heartbeat of women's basketball, the biggest star and most esteemed player in the game today. Larry Bird is more than simply a well-known sportsman. He sees the future of basketball as a whole, not just women's basketball. If the current WNBA cannot adequately protect and promote her, Bird seems ready to take matters into his own hands. He is not content with just offering empty words of encouragement. Instead, he is taking on referees, scrutinizing league practices, and revealing the realities of the game on the court through his loud and clear vocalizations and verbal attacks. He is analyzing game footage, emphasizing wrongdoings, and sparking conversations that could lead to major changes. Primarily, Larry Bird is laying the foundation for a potentially groundbreaking development that could transform the way basketball is played, watched, and managed. Caitlin Clark represents more than just a player to admire from afar for him. She embodies a movement, a brand, and a franchise. And Bird is ready to assume the role of a leader who will mentor, strategize, and defend her with the reverence of royalty, rather than just as a fan or commentator. He is ready to grab the clipboard, lace up his shoes, and build an empire for her. Thanks to Larry Bird, Caitlin Clark embodies more than just scoring. Since she represents the future, he will not permit anything or anyone to hinder her. Larry Bird's discontent inspired a bold plan to change basketball both on and off the court. Now, let's look into the consequences of neglecting Caitlin Clark's rise and the toxic culture. It could lead to losing the WNBA's best player and act as a wake-up call. If the WNBA does not act swiftly, it risks losing Caitlin Clark, the player who has been the league's lifeblood. She is more than just an ordinary player on the court. She has become a genuine movement, a force of nature. Caitlin has not only broken viewing records and attracted large audiences, but she has also drawn in a new generation of fans who had not previously considered women's basketball. She is the firework that illuminates arenas and captivates onlookers. Nonetheless, the league has permitted a toxic atmosphere to proliferate instead of backing its finest player and celebrating her successes. This toxic culture has a number of problems associated with it. Violence is regarded as an essential part of the game on the court. Athletes with exceptional talent like Clark do not receive respect. They hold resentment. To make matters worse, there is no indication of the leadership that should be protecting and helping these individuals. The league's lack of response to a recent shocking occurrence speaks volumes. When a whistle blew and Marina Mabrey unexpectedly hit Caitlin Clark, the WNBA should have reacted strongly. Along with fines and penalties, the league should have made it abundantly clear that such behavior would not be tolerated. There was instead utter silence, crickets, and not a single word. Basketball icon Larry Bird was unabashed in his criticism of the league's deficiencies. He called it cowardice. It's not only the players' timidity who resort to cheap, vicious hits. Additionally, it reflects the timidity of a league that takes minimal action to avert it. For all young athletes, this is a shattering message. If you are exceptional or stand out, the system may penalize you instead of protecting you. To make matters worse, the athletes causing trouble show no remorse. Instead of taking responsibility and apologizing, they whine and behave like the victim. They construct the story in a way that portrays themselves unfavorably. Larry Bird does not accept this. Players of his time owned up to their responsibilities and accepted their hits. You didn't express your feelings or cry on social media. You accepted accountability for your mistakes, remained resolute, and continued onward. As the WNBA grapples with the challenge of protecting and valuing its top players, the whispers of fans are growing increasingly audible. Many are wondering whether Caitlin Clark will remain or choose to take her talents elsewhere. Perhaps to Europe, where players often discover better prospects, or possibly to a new league that Larry Bird himself could launch. This is the grim truth. If Caitlin Clark chooses to retire, millions of fans will follow her lead. Her mere presence has transformed everything, and it would be no shock to see Larry Bird at courtside with a clipboard, ready to guide her through this next stage. Larry Bird is not just watching as the WNBA mismanages its most gifted player. He is planning. If the league does not act quickly, it may lose Caitlin Clark to an unreachable future. Larry Bird's warning that ignoring Caitlin Clark puts the WNBA's future at risk echoes amid the league's struggles. If protection fails, Bird's idea could lead her and her millions of fans down a different path. But who exactly is Larry Bird? Let's look into it. The mythology that keeps going. Larry Bird, the celebrated basketball player who became the face of the Boston Celtics in the 1980s, was more than simply a talented athlete. He was a master of manipulation. Bird possesses an extraordinary talent for revitalizing struggling teams and leading them to championship victories. Along with returning the Celtics to prominence, his guidance aided in the global spread of basketball. Bird guided the Celtics to 10 Atlantic Division titles and 3 NBA championships during his extraordinary 13-year career. He was renowned for his precise shooting and advanced basketball IQ. Additionally, Bird won the NBA Most Valuable Player award on 3 occasions. Larry Joe Bird, who was born on December 7, 1956, in West Baden Springs, Indiana, grew up in a modest, low-income family. Ultimately, his parents divorced because of the challenges they encountered while raising their 6 children. Due to his persistence and passion for basketball, Bird distinguished himself from his peers, even in the face of adversity. Although he lacked innate talent compared to others, his steadfast dedication and love for the game drove him to invest the necessary time to enhance his skills. In a state where basketball is almost a religion, Bird had already become a local legend by high school due to his deadly shooting and clever play. Bird's dedication and careful work became his defining characteristics. While other players rested before games, he spent time in the gym taking shot after shot. After the Celtics let down in the 1983 playoffs, Bird promised himself to work harder. In 1984, when the Celtics reached the NBA Finals and faced off against Magic Johnson, his former college rival, his persistence bore fruit. In a thrilling 7-game series, the Celtics triumphed over the Los Angeles Lakers to reclaim the championship. Even after his retirement as a player, Bird remained influential in the game through his role in the Celtics front office. Even though he had no previous coaching experience, he embraced a new challenge in 1997 when he was named head coach of the Indiana Pacers. In his inaugural season, he astonishingly revitalized the team, placing them just behind the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference standings and guiding them to a franchise-best record of 5,824. Bird won the NBA Coach of the Year award in May 1998, becoming the 4th rookie coach in NBA history to do so, which demonstrated his coaching skills. He achieved greatness in basketball by winning both the Rookie of the Year as a player and Coach of the Year awards, a rare feat. Larry Bird impacted the game significantly even after his playing career. Along with being an exceptional player, he transformed basketball through his commitment and guidance. He has left an enduring mark on the sport and embodies true diligence,